until the Warriors are pushed to the limit, I'm going to keep on hitting this thing. How in the world can you look at that last night and think that Durant is not already woven into the fabric as a crucial member of this Warriors team, not somebody who joined them when they were already dynastic and needing to leave them to create his own spot, his own legacy, to go and do his own thing. This is his own thing. The Warriors are his own thing. He's the one that came out last night with everybody talking about him and Patrick Beverley and how Beverly's in his kitchen. He's the one that came out and went 6 for 6 to start the game with a trip to the bench because of 2 quick fouls in between all that. He's the one that did that. He's the one that's jamming it in people's faces and shooting threes and bringing the ball up and keeping the ball moving. He's the one doing it. How do you look at a performance like last night and say, you know what that guy needs to do? He needs to go to his own spot and create his own legacy. I'm not thinking that. And until I see it, I don't know if he's thinking that either. Why in the hell would he leave Steph Curry ever? Why would he ever look Steph Curry in the face and go, you know what? We have got an incredible thing going here, me and you, and whoever else that they can fit under the cap, Clay, and say, you know what, I just got to go to New York where nothing's happened in literally 40-something years. I just got to go there because they'd love me if I win there.
If you're not happy, you're not happy. You know, these guys can block this out and focus for 2.5 hours to play basketball. That's where they get away from real life. And so if everything else is kind of chaotic and he's not feeling the love and he just doesn't want to be there anymore, it's not going to affect how he plays basketball for 2 hours.
That is true. You're right. Sanctuary.
So.
But.
All of what we're saying off the court still might be true.
Then I need to know why. How it doesn't bleed into his off the court thoughts.
I mean, did you see that clip from the other night where Steph Curry was doing all of his herky-jerky fun shooting pregame stuff and KD was standing on the side like, what is this guy doing? He didn't look real happy there.
Or he just always does look that way. Maybe that's his body language. Maybe he's got the BRF.
Yeah, maybe.
The resting face.
Yeah, it's possible.
Maybe that's what he's got. And you look at him just like, why so angry? But he's also the guy that spends time on the sideline of an NFL game shooting photographs.
Yeah.
Right? Like he did once upon a time. And then I brought this up with some of my guys last night around the poker table, as I do on Thursday night. And many of them are like, well, he's got burner accounts. A lot of guys in the league don't like him because he's got burner accounts and he's used burner accounts to say stuff and he's thin-skinned and
that's all true too.
It could be. I don't know. Does the rest of the league not respect Kevin Durant? Because it sure looks like they love him. Look, I'm might be off on it. I definitely was off because I will always raise my hand on this show. And in the same way that I love being right, as I said at the end of yesterday's program, I'll raise my hand and say, hey, you know what? That was a knee-jerk overreaction. You know, hey, what? For me to sit there and say the Game 2 Clippers win would resonate on July 1st for free agents. It might be something for them to say, hey, you know, we did have something going here. And they could come back in Game 4 and light it up. But, I mean, last night was such a blowout. All I'm saying is that Durant is so crucial to this team. He's now part of the Warriors' fabric. You rip him out, they're not the same team at all. They're not the same team at all. They might be championship quality.
They're the same team that won 73 games.
I think they could get when? A few years ago?
They're the same team. And now they just added Kevin Durant.
I think that is how do I put this? I think that is convenient to say. It's a different league, different seasons. You can't just say that team that won all those games all those years ago minus him, without him now.
Well, that's because other teams are better now.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You can't just take what's happening now and put it as a template from a few years
No,
ago.
Harden's now becoming
sport.
an all-time great. Giannis has now proven he's an MVP.
Durant leaves this team gets got,
They might get got anyway.
which would be fascinating. All I'm saying is I looked at last night's Durant performance and I thought to myself, why the hell would he ever leave this? And is there anybody out there that's legitimately thinking, yeah, Durant, this is convenient it's easy for Durant because, you know what, he just joined this team. That narrative is so yesterday's news. Yeah, he left the Oklahoma City Thunder to go join that team after the Oklahoma City Thunder blew a 3-1 lead against him. Yeah, he did that. That's on his resume. But so is everything else that he's done since then. He is a warrior. He is a Golden State Warrior. This team isn't nearly as dynastic as it is without him. And how in the world anybody could look at that and say he, for his legacy, when he finally is a first ballot Hall of Famer in Springfield, Massachusetts, needs to go do something else. No, he doesn't. He needs to stay there and keep doing what he's doing with these guys. And say, catch me if you can.
For more of The Rich Eisen Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV for free on BR Live or download the Rich Eisen Show app.